Today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
There you go. Okay, something changed my settings. Sorry about that. Okay, hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the bullishness of this crypto market. Unfortunately, there was no sound in the first round, so I'm going to just repeat what I said. And despite everyone being bearish, which usually is a sign that it's not over yet because usually the masses are wrong, we have to look at a couple of other things that makes this cycle still in a bullish trend, bullish setup. And I want to show you exactly what I mean by that, what I see here, and why I think that crypto is going for a little more this year, for a little while more this year. But yeah, first of all, that crypto setup, then altcoins, is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. Make sure to stay all the way through. So good morning to each and every one of you. There it was, again, the microphone problem. After many good days and weeks, somehow my streaming software unchecked the microphone and I didn't see it. So thank you for making me aware very soon, G-Money. And Prage for the alt season. Yeah. We were hoping for everyone's bags that the alt season is hitting very, very soon. But I think it will. But only when crypto is mostly done, right? And the big question, I think, what everyone tries to figure out right now is when exactly will that be, right? And in hindsight, it is always so obvious, right? It is so obvious. So guys, before we start, please smash up the like button. I know the beginning was a little bit fucked up, but still smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and consider becoming a rare hodler if you would like to support this channel even more. If not, the completely free like that takes literally 2 seconds out of your day is enough. Let's jump right into the action here so that that we can see what's going on. There we go. So obviously Bitcoin zoomed out since in a longer time, right? What I want to show you once more is that once you are at a certain point like here, right, and you don't know the rest of this chart, everything is just speculative, right? I mean, we have here a long time on the rise. Potentially people were more bullish at this point in time as they were up so much. But to be quite frank, also right now, we are up a lot, right? And now we're stuck here. And the question is, what exactly is that? Like, which part is that? 500 something % up. Here it was, if we take this part of the bottom, it was until there 2000% up, right? So there is a likelihood that there is another leg up, just because that looks very much like a bull flag, right? If you look at it from even closer perspective, that is one thing. The other thing is, as I mentioned before, everyone's bearish on this, which doesn't make any sense, only because in this upswing we didn't have these longer periods of consolidation. I would say this is one of the most bullish setups that you can get, where you have a trend line here where you broke out and you're basically coming back to retest, where you're forming a bull flag, a continuation pattern. So in my opinion, it's a little bit too soon to panic, right? But yeah, let's look at this. So this was very interesting. Yesterday, Binance sold some Bitcoin, right? Or in the days before. So this is the most bullish crypto's ever been. Binance just dumped 4 billion of Bitcoin and altcoins to pay their DOJ fines, and the prices didn't drop much. Binance are now done selling and have paid their debts to the US government. So remember last stream we were wondering where all this money comes from to sustain all the demand. Well, 4 billion, if there are some billions bought in crypto in a week or so, right, then Binance did supply this time, right? But on the other hand, they paid it to the DOJ. DOJ probably didn't liquidate. So we are still wondering, where does this all come from? Several ETFs will be listed in the next weeks. 14 billion of FTX creditor liquidity comes into the market in 5 days. Every US official is pro-crypto. 23 US states have introduced Bitcoin and crypto legislation. Do I need to continue? If you're feeling bearish, unfollow every account that made you bearish. That is by the way, that last sentence I cannot recommend. It's better to read all the bearish stuff and then see where you can be bullish, right? Yeah, exactly. So let's see. By the way, good morning, everyone. Like G Money, thank you. Patrick Boltman, good morning. Omeprazole, good to see you. MVE, good to see you as well. Green Lantern, what's up? GMPH, GM fellow hodlers, Trump is buying crypto. Enough said. Yeah, Trump's World Liberty Finance is buying Ethereum big time, is buying crypto. So here we see it basically. The Bitcoin proof of reserve, right? Or the Binance proof of reserve with Bitcoin and USDT and ETH. You see the ratio is just above 100%, right? If the ratio is 100%, this means Binance has exactly enough of the assets to back the customer accounts. If it's over 100%, they have excess reserves, corporate holdings, and as we see, they dumped all their BTC, ETH, and SOL to pay their fines. Those are the close to 100%. They have some excess XRP they can sell, but to manipulate further the prices, they would need to buy assets with their stablecoin reserve here, right? So we see, and also here, USDC behind me, they have 141%, so they have more USDC that they need technically, and they can buy again crypto, right? But to buy, also the prices will move because of that, right? So yeah, and then so they have FDUSD, USDT, and USDC, but USDT close to everything paid. So let's see here. US doing hidden QE, not calling it QE though. If US starts printing a little bit, China's printing machines will catch fire from the speed printing. I agree. I fully agree with you. It's part of what I think is going to happen. But yeah, good stuff, Green Lantern. I don't know why my internal chat program is banning that, but good thing it's in the visible chat. So here's one part of why Bitcoin is generally bullish, because whenever a company announces, and this is GameStop, right? Whenever a company announces that they think about adding Bitcoin, something like this happens. In stock market, a 20% candle is much. That is really much. That is unseen, or mostly unseen, right? So you see the market reaction to a company buying Bitcoin is, hey, it's undervalued now, which is crazy, right? Because I mean that basically shows how much the market values Bitcoin in itself, and then values companies that buy Bitcoin because of the trajectory that MicroStrategy have taken. So very interesting stuff in my opinion. Here the GameStop move to use 4 billion, by the way, that would be what 4.6 billion cash balance, or at least a part of that, to buy Bitcoin. They didn't do it yet, but they consider it. So let's see if they buy it. Let's see what happens to the price. Because then you suddenly have more players in the market that are all buying Bitcoin. It needs to be supplied somewhere. There's only so much to sell. And then it gets repriced to the upside. And that is what exactly and precisely what I think is going to happen at some point. When the selling, wherever it's coming from, finally stops, that Bitcoin gets repriced to the upside to then find a new price level where people are willing to let go of their Bitcoin reserves. Not me, by the way. And and then we will see what happens to the altcoins when this next pump is coming, because people see, okay, we have 2 times consolidation every time we have a flag, so people will assume that this goes on forever, right? And that's exactly where I think it's right now. I think we're somewhere in an optimism phase. There will be a thrill phase where people think, okay, we're just like 2017, it's going to go all until the end of the year, it's just going to continue that way. And everyone wants to accumulate, right? So that could be something. Then, okay, so that is for a little bit later. Then QE, just as Green Lantern mentioned, we're just waiting for the turnaround in global M2. And yes, the quantitative easing is done in a hidden way right now. I don't know why. I don't know if this is bigger market manipulation or if they just don't want to scare people in the face of higher inflation prices. Interesting is that so you saw that US inflation came in very hot. Let's quickly see. Actually, we didn't talk about it because I was on business trip. US inflation. Let's see quickly. We didn't pull that up here. Okay, so numbers I have to put, because otherwise Google thinks that so here higher rates than expected, right? And my question to the higher rates than expected on the inflation numbers is, and this is why the QE takes so long to be officialized, is could it be because of tariffs, right? Is there some repricing going on because of tariffs? Could the homegrown stuff be repriced to the upside because of the announcement of tariffs, that things from the outside will also be repriced to the upside, so now the local guys also can take more and just everything gets more expensive? That could be something, right? So we see here CPI report surprise to the upside as headline figure rose by 0.5 month over month and core CPI rose by 0.4 month over month. These monthly gains have led to modest firming in the year-over-year rates, bringing the headline CPI to 3% year-over-year and core CPI 3.3 year-over-year, which is not good. The core CPI is the one where the Fed is adjust or putting their policy to. And at the same time, Trump comes out and says these numbers will go down, right? So that the Fed interest rate is going down, right? So that is what Trump says, but what CPI says is you can't really cut right now. Technically, you can't, right? So I would say the Fed is still caught in a rock and a hard place because they can't lower the rates more, but maintaining them stable also immensely hurts the U.S. Debt rate at the moment, right? So the latest report doesn't change the strategy's expectation here from this article that the Fed Reserve will cut interest rates, but it does suggest that the rates may be delayed to the latter half of the year. And this is where it gets really interesting also in our cycle theory, right? Because if we have this, so the headline CPI is looking upwards and the core CPI is looking at, are we bottoming or what, right? Here, this was the last time that money printing started and things were heading up. So they were accepting the core CPI and headline CPI to go way up, right? Maybe they accept it again to go up from here and then do massive rate increases and repressing once again. This could be happening. Now, it's interesting because so far we had the, let's see, the Fed funds rate, Fed fund rate indicator. So you remember when we were talking about the Fed funds rate being cut, and in the S&P 500, in the Nasdaq, and so on, this usually led to a crash. Now we have this small cut and pause, right? And the question is, will our bull market continue for the pause? Maybe go a little bit more bullish with the next cut, but then on the hardcore cutting, will there be a crash scenario, right? That is what everyone or what many people are talking about right now. And so I'm a little bit hesitant here, obviously, because if everyone anticipates the crash, it usually takes longer for the crash to actually happen, right? And I know for a fact that I will not be able to predict this crash, right? No one will be able to predict this crash, like the magnitude, what it will be, and so on. What is good, though, is that we are looking overall to some of the major FUD catalysts to be resolved, right? So it looks like there will be an end to the Ukraine war. It looks like there will be a resolution for the tension in the Middle East. So that is, seems to be at least on a good way. The question is always, but at what cost, right? What will it cost in the end? But what we also see is the economy, at least in Europe. I don't know about exact US figures right now, but Europe, and that basically means Germany, not to shit on other on other European countries, but historically it was always when the German economy did poorly, it was not so good for the entire European Union, right? Because there are a lot of trade and logistics and so on is going through and somehow connected to Germany. A lot of secondary industry was and is connected to the German automobile manufacturing, German chemical and steel industry, and so on. So, and Germany has the nice situation where the economic outlook was before, maybe because of elections, 1.1 GDP growth, which was corrected down to a 0.3 GDP growth, and now the preview is another recession year with a negative 0.5% GDP development. So coming down from 1.1 to negative 0.5, that's a 1.6 off in GDP terms, and talking about trillions, that's quite some numbers, right? To which we have to stomach. But coming back to this, so I think that this market still has something left in the tank, but once we have this next leg up, for me personally, that means locking in bigger profits than only initial investment. Yeah? I will not be sitting in my entire position and praying to the gods of crypto that is somehow a couple of more percent in this, right? So that will be mine, right? I mean, everyone decides for themselves, but oh, that's the wrong TSI. Let me. There we go. Yeah, TSI on the monthly basis is looking at still not there yet, right? Here we go. Let's make this white. There we go. Just to paint the complete picture. There we go. Are we aligned? Yes. Still room to grow, yeah, for the TSI. There we go. Still room to grow, but not that much. So we have a very uneasy line here, but still something to go. If we were going slower right now, not pumping that hard anymore, and we just take this as a guesstimate, we are ending up in April, yeah, maybe end of April. That would be coinciding with the sell in May, go away, right? According to the TSI. That doesn't mean that everything else is saying the same thing, right? So looking at stuff like MVR, VZ score, or so and Pi Cycle top indicator, we didn't look at it since a month or so. That might be something to quickly check out. Yeah, Pi Cycle top indicator is still far from crossing, but we also see that a rally, a bigger, major rally, brings these lines close very, very quickly, right? So looking at Pi Cycle indicator with increased let's say attention, right? Also MVRVZ score will be very low in my opinion. Here, yeah, there we go. It's very low, so we are not in this overextension yet. So I think that there is still something left in the tank for this market for March, April, and parts of May probably, right? And then I expect this sell in May, go away event, right? Yeah, but that is that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this one here is also interesting regarding altcoin season, right? So this is basically, this chart is the others chart, so the altcoins that are outside of the top 10 against their BTC pair. So basically, they are all being outperformed collectively by BTC and are back at the trend line where they were already before, and that was where everyone thought altcoin season would come. But now we're back at this trend line, and well, there is a good chance for a double bottom and pump. But if we lose this trend line, it's going to be a massacre for the altcoins, right? So it's going to be like everything's getting wrecked. I don't think it will happen. I think we will rally and bounce, but not everything will rally, right? There is not, like, for all these 10 million coins, most of that is meme coins that have been rugged to zero, like the broccoli coin or what that was. So only quality projects, top 1,000, maybe 2,000 projects will get major allocation of the market, and also only the top meme coins probably in the meme coin space. The rest is just garbage. Yeah. Hey Troy Paris, by the way, let's go. Good morning, PH and chat. Good morning to you as well. Do you think Ethereum pumps before May, or does it just go away? Yeah, good question. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. By the way, you remember our gold front running Bitcoin? It's just putting in new all-time highs, as it seems. It's sitting just under 3,000. So we're just waiting for this multi-week rally to kick in for Bitcoin as well, right? I'm just coming to Ethereum, but very quick. That was unplanned, guys. That was not planned. There we go. Okay. There we go. Just so you see it once again. I mean, yeah. So we didn't look at it on a monthly. I think on a monthly it's even more promising, right? Because you see how this downturn comes on the after this dump, right? Here's the dump, downturn, downturn on Bitcoin lagging, and then pump. Like, where's our pump? Our pump is not here yet, right? But it should become very, very soon, as this pump is not reflected by Bitcoin just yet. It would be completely different, right? We are reflecting all of that. Maybe something here is like this spike is maybe this spike, right? And then maybe there is 2 more weeks of pain. Like, yeah, that would be the 2 weeks until the end of the month. And then boom, right? I expected this to be earlier, but gold did here a nice 13%, which could result in 60-70% for Bitcoin, right? So we're expecting this gold lag to reflect in the Bitcoin price in the next couple of weeks. We will continue to monitor that. Let's find ourselves a chart where we can go for Ethereum. Let's see. Do we have any good lines? I would say that is actually something good. Yeah. We have a bounce here, and not such a weak one, right? So touch points are made, enough touch points for Ethereum. One touch point here, then another one, then 2 here, right? Let's put them in here. Let's leave these green touch points so that we clearly see why this is so valid, what we have here. And now we have the 4th. It's only the 2nd on the bottom side, but very clearly this line, we didn't change anything since months basically on this. Big fat bounce, big recovery from this 25%. Buyers are coming in strong. The volume is high on this one, on this weekly candle. And I would say, here we said, if we break, by the way, I forgot one touch point, this one, okay? I would say this screams for us coiling up again and try it for a 4th time. And if you knock on resistance and support this many times, chances are good to break. And you have to see, we are 1, 2, we made it, fell down, 3, right? Here, this is the big one, right? 1, 2, 3, and now 1, 2, 3. At some point, we will break it, and once that happens, we retest and fly, in my opinion. Expectation is that it happens quickly, right? Quickly now, because we're running out of room, yeah? So latestly here, that would be already April, May, so we're also running out of time, not only out of room, right? You could also argue if you don't take the wicks as a line, but this would be also like, right? All the candle bodies, then you would come to basically this trend, right? Very, also many touch points here, right? But I would say this is interesting here with the wicks. Okay. And then breakout fairly soon, right? And breakout target remains close to 7K. Close, right? If we break out. Needs to be breakout, confirmed breakout, and then we go. That would be my take for Ethereum. Now, obviously, the altcoins are not doing so well right now because Bitcoin is just moving sideways, and there's a lot of FUD in the market about altcoins. This is, in my opinion, also a little bit planned, right? Altcoins are mixed, as you see. We are still green on the week with cake, over 100% on the week, or exactly 100%. Pulse X 40%. Many coins 10-20% recoveries, but on the monthly we're still down big time, except whoever is in XCN, right? They are locking in nice profits right now. But the rest is down on the month, but not that much. Also, this is normal for altcoins, normal in crypto, and I would argue that we are going to see a very green March, in my opinion. But who knows? I thought that we see a very green February, and we actually didn't. So overall, in February we are red so far, right? So you never know how the market plays you. Hey Energy, what is going on? How are you doing? Owe me to the moon? Sure. That must happen in an altcoin season as well. Otherwise, we will be very sad. Yeah, so what else? Is there any interesting altcoin to look at? That is the question. Is there any interesting development in the altcoins? Hey, maybe we look quickly at the graph. GRT USDT, because long time we did not look at the graph. Ooh, that's bad. Holy moly, that is bad. Look at that. The graph. So what we anticipated in hopefully occurring is actually going the wrong way for the graph. So that is really bad, in my opinion. Lost. Still needs to be confirmed with this close, right? There is still 2 days left, but this looks like it fell out to the wrong side, bearish retest, right? And where Ethereum has a nice support, the graph doesn't have it, right? I don't like this particularly. How does it look on the monthly? Well, there's a chance, but not looking good. On the monthly, it looks just as bad, only that there's more time still, but okay. Not good. This is actually where you see, wait until things play out, right? This looks so bullish and suddenly you get wrecked. Yeah? The anticipation was that, not a turnaround to the downside. So, yeah, we will see. We need a really nice pump in the end of the month to revert this, right? To close up in here, you need some kind of a, how much does this have to pump to go back in here? 35% or so, 20%. 20% recovery and we would be technically good, right? But that doesn't look that nice, to be honest. Also, by the way, how does I think the others dominance, like that one thing that we looked at, also here, it remains, it's a problematic picture in my opinion, right? Problematic picture for altcoin, for others dominance. We need a month-end pump to look more bullish for the smaller altcoins here, in my opinion. That's just what I see. I don't want to FUD anyone, but let's look at the others chart normal. But this is the picture for the coins, and also here, right? Big rejection. Still a nice bounce, but still big rejection from this overhead resistance here, which is not so nice for the altcoins overall. Hopefully we have a nice pump back in the next month or in the end of the month. What is that? Long time ago, but thanks. Congrats, Energy, on 100 level 100. Yeah. Level 103, yeah. That will they? The question is, will they open up more levels for the people that have reached it to achieve something beyond? That's the question, right? Talking about Veve here. Okay, quick. Yeah, everything. Where's my? Okay, so let's look at Omi USDT. If anything changed, but I don't think so. It did not. We're still exactly the same as before, maybe a little bit lower. 0002699, waiting for the whales to step in and make their move. At some point, probably they will. At some point, such a setup will catch the eye of trader. If they are on tradable accounts and pairs, of course, right? So that is Ecomi. There's not much to say. I mean, since the beginning of the month, since 14 days, there's not much more to say than this. Some people are buying. The volume is maybe coming a little bit higher here. I've seen some people posting they bought 5 million here, 5 million there, right? So we are waiting for Omi to, like, we need alt season also for Omi to do well. If alt season doesn't happen, Omi probably is going to stay in the gutters together with most of the other altcoins. But I think there's still a good chance that something like that will happen where the altcoins fly. The question is only how big. What will be the magnitude, what will fly, what will not fly, and so on. But right now, the market has the tendency to get everyone bearish, and it's doing that with much success, right? As we just saw here right now, we were so bullish when this pumped to 106K or so, to 109K wick up, and now we are bearish again because money doesn't, or number doesn't go up. Let's check out also Veve quickly for today. By the way, it's Freaking Friday, so we can be happy. I've almost forgot because when I go on business trips, I tend to forget how fast the week runs, right? So what is really good is that they have now these into the Veveverse showcases with Metaverse Live. That is really good for Veve. So then they have a Veve feed community contest where they basically populate the Veve feed with quality content from users, and users in turn, they can win things. So there were a lot of nice AR photos here, from new drops to old stuff, right? This is really cool, like the Spider-Man looking at this cricket, but also showrooms full of stuff, nice adaptations here. So people are having fun with that. I think this is generally good. We can see that there is an effort made to create more engagement, right? So these get 11,000, 5,000 views. New comic posts, what is that? New USPS stamps, so also these partnerships, they are coming in. This time is a Valentine's Day drop for USPS. Then also what is that? Corey and MC and My Collectibles talking about Lamborghini Gallardo. So the question would be, when Lambo? And this is also nice. Earn 50% MCP bonus daily on the low mint, so making a little bit low mint propaganda, so to say, for the comics. And we like that, obviously, because, you know, we're bullish on comics on this channel, especially on the low mints, right? So this is for the 5% lowest mint comics available to the public. Total edition 0.05% excludes any comics retained by Veve. So yeah, if you have a ton of low mints, you are happy about extra MCP. But this displaying this, using this for more marketing, certainly a good idea, right? Especially when the narrative hits. Here's another USPS drop, by the way, for the presidential collection. So really going here with the mix of new stamps and old stamps for collectors. And hopefully that also attracts a bigger community of digital stamp collectors to Veve. At least that would be nice to see. Yeah, so that is what we basically missed. Oh, what is that? Dynamite comic featuring Powerpuff Girls. Stuff like that. And also Marvel, like the comic site is doing some advertisement. Let's see. So if you don't follow Veve Comics, you should also do that, because I see that only a minor fraction of the big following of Veve has actually followed those as well, but never wrong. So these posts get like 8 to 10,000 views, which is good, right? It's good for the times that we are in. Yeah. So all in all, I think what we like to see is that they're building. Long gone are the times of, let's say, the competition of Veve. Long gone are the recurs of this world, right? That actually said that Veve is going to die, the Veve killers, right? And still we see the Lamborghinis are coming, The USPS stamps are coming. The Marvel comics are rolling in with an exclusive cooperation for a comics page. Disney drops are coming in. Like all these brands where some people in the space said that they would walk away from Veve, they're still here, right? So this is a very good sign. And even proactively, people trying to destroy the relationship and going to the post and talking negatively about Veve on that post to make the licensor aware of certain things or trying to express a certain negativity here, why the licensor should walk away from Veve. Even that did not work. Shows you how strong the relationship with these licensors is. So yeah, all in all, I think as a resume, this is already going on since 1.5 years or so. We have to remember that. Like, people are saying that these licensors are going to walk away since more than a year, since 2 years, maybe since even more than 2 years. Like since the bear market, basically, all this talk is around. The talk of Veve dying is around since more than 2 years. So here we are, and nothing of that happened. But still, people want to believe everything that is being said, especially in times of boredom, sideways chop, negativity. People want to believe everything. Why? I don't understand. That is slightly remotely negative. Are prices extremely down? Yes, of course they are. Right? Does that hurt? For sure. If you're in for an investment proposition, which I am, then yes. So that is that little bit of a rant in here in the end, or not a rant, but maybe some thoughts about the space. I like what I see, right? The building part. Now it's time for the cycle to come back to get the machine rolling again, right? So looking forward to that. We will accompany this. So thank you all for joining here today. Make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on if you haven't yet. Also, let me know in the comments below what you think about Veve and Ecomi here at this point. What do you think about the cycle? When will the cycle continue, or do you think the top is already in? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I catch you in the next video or live stream. Have a good one, and bye.